Hey folks, Lever here once again. Hope you all enjoyed my review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was, I think, Monday when I reviewed that. Last Monday. Anyway, guys, remember, my name is Lever McNally, 983. Thank you guys for 266 subs. This is my YouTube channel shirt. Yeah, Lever McNally, 983. Remember with the mask profile picture. This is my new channel. You can check out videos on my other channel, which has the Batman mask Phantom profile picture on it. But don't subscribe to that one. If you're subbed to this channel, stay subscribed to this one. If you want to see more videos, more reviews, more content from me, you'll get it on this channel. So, yeah, what I've been doing, guys, let me explain. I've been doing what I call a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. Well, I did one old one. I'm still going to do this superhero marathon on the new channel till I finish it. And right now, we've been doing what I call the 2020s era of superhero movies. These are superhero movies that came out in this decade we're living in now, the decade we're living in now, the 2020s, 2020 to 2025. Yeah. And I'm on the year, starting with the year now, 2021. Like I said, I only reviewed Justice League. That was the director's cut of the 2017 Justice League film. Well, more directed by, made by Joss Whedon, but then Zack Snyder came in. You just watched that review. But anyway, guys, continue that. This film came out in May, was released direct to video. This is another DC animated superhero film. I'm sorry it took me a while, guys. I could have reviewed this some time ago, but I couldn't. I bought this movie on Amazon for a pretty good price, and yeah, because I didn't own it. I could not buy it on TV like I wanted to. I was gonna buy it on Prime Video, but I couldn't. Having a little bit of money troubles right now, but I don't want to get into all that. Don't need to let everybody know my business or anything like that. But anyway, this is a DC animated movie. This is the 43rd film of the DC Universe animated original movies. I think we call it the Tomorrowverse. Yeah. Anyway, that film is the 2021 superhero animated film. This was released 2020. Yeah. Well, it says April, but it was directly, I think, May when it came out. And that is Justice Society World War II. This is my first time actually watching this, so bear with me in this review. I've never seen this movie before. I do remember when it came out. I could have got it on DVD and stuff. I wish I did because I am a superhero fan, DC fan, Marvel fan too. But yeah. But I actually really enjoyed this. I did have some issues with it, a little bit of issues, but nothing too bad. I did like the film. It was very enjoyable. It had a very interesting story. The animation was really good. Yeah. So let's get into it. Like I said, this is my first time seeing the movie, so please bear with me. For the production, Justice World War II was officially announced in August 2020 during the Superman Man Tomorrow panel at the DC fandom. Some of the concepts for the story and setting originated from a Wonder Woman animated series developed by producer Butch Luke, who would later incorporate this into the film. The film was released on DVD, well, digital platforms November 27th, but this is why I choose it for May. It came out the day before my birthday, and that was released. It was released on Blu-ray and DVD on May 11th. I'm talking about in 2021. The film does get an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. It says it's ranked one of the best long-running DC Universe movies series. It draws just the right amount of inspiration from the source material from like adventure movies like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones movie to spin an entertaining superhero yarn. It avoided it definitely avoided the pacing issues that have plagued so many of these movies and managed to take full advantage of a simple cast. It does have a simple cast here. It's the Justice Society, they're like back in the old days and stuff. DC Animated Universe second story into Tomorrowverse. Yeah. So pretty much like I said, I did a review in 2020. 2020 Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That was like the last movie for the DC Universe animated movie. I was confusing. Sorry, but I did review Superman Man Tomorrow. I did review Batman Long Halloween Part Two. Yeah, and so forth. Yeah, but for movies though, the start of it was Superman Man Tomorrow, which I did review on my other channel. If you want to see my, I cannot barely even speak. I'm sorry. That came out in 2020. I did review that. If you check out my Superman marathon, Superman reviews, and I did put on my superhero reviews as well. I did review Superman Man tomorrow. And I'm reviewing this movie. Then Batman Long Halloween Part One and Part Two. I will put Part One on the superhero reviews, but it's also my Batman marathon, and so is Part Two, Batman Long Halloween Part Two. If you want to see my thoughts on it, you don't have to go on my other channel. I put on those videos, the Batman marathon, on my channel here for my other channel. I know it's confusing. I'm sorry, but just in case you guys want to hear my thoughts on it. Then you have Green Lantern, War of My Power, Legion of Superheroes, Justice League World War, Justice League Crisis on Infinity War Part 1, 2, and 3. That's all they had for now. But we're starting with the second movie here, and that is this movie. So just glad I was able to clarify that. It's also, like I said, the 43rd film of the DC Universe Animated Universe movies. It's the second installment in the DC Animated Movie Universe, second and the seventh overall. It's directed by Jeff Master. And for the voice cast, you have Dana, and they do, of course, change the voice cast for these movies. But I do like the original voice cast for the films. Like, I do miss Jason Momoa, I do miss Rosie Dawson as the voice of Wonder Woman, but I guess DC decided to change things for this Tomorrowverse, including, a new voice cast members as well. Dana Katic, she voices Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. Very beautiful woman, though. The one she does a good job. Oh, she was in Quantum of Solace. I think I might remember her in that, maybe. Superman Unbound, she voiced Lois Lane. She's worked with DC before. In Justice League World War II. And of course, she voiced the character in Justice League War World and Justice League Crisis of Infinity War. Or I think all three parts. And Matt Boomer as Barry Allen, The Flash. Wonder Woman, of course, is at the mascara. She's an Amazon. She's basically like a goddess. And you know her lasso and stuff. She's got super strength. They're strong as Superman. Matt Boomer is Barry the Flash. Barry Allen, the Flash. Of course, he's the fastest man alive, wearing his red suit. Let's see, Matt Boomer has been voicing the character since the start of these movies. Yeah, if I can find it. Just kidding, I should be able to. Okay, well, he did. Oh, he voiced Superman and Superman Unbound. Okay. So him and Stanley Kanek, the lady I was talking about, that voice one. So I guess they work together here again. So he voices. This is the first time voicing the character in this movie. He also voiced Flash and Legion of Superheroes and Justice League World and the Crisis on Infinity War 1, 2, and 3. Odell as Carter Hall Hawkman. Hawkman does have the wings and stuff. The character does. You see about him. This is like his fourth life. He's kind of like immortal as well. I mean, he can die, but he'll come back and get another life. I know it's hard to explain. Running with Scissors, Space Champs 2, The Hunger Games, Michael Moore Part 2. He's been in two episodes of NCIS, JAG, 24. Jeffrey Arend as Charles Heston, a visor. He was in Super Troopers, Bubble Boy, It Runs in the Family, Save the Date, and voiced the character again in Hawkman and Justice League Crisis on Infinity part. I guess all those three parts. And Batman Hush, he voiced Edward Nimoy, Riddler, and Hush. During Crisis as Clark Kent Superman Earth 1, a Vertigo of Clark Kent Shakespeare Superman. I'll get to the reason that why later. But he started voicing Superman and Man Tomorrow. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Turtles, another DC film. He voiced Raphael. Justice Society World War II, just the voice, and he does come back as the voice of Clark Kent Superman. He voiced Superman again in Legion of Superheroes in Justice League World and Justice League Crisis on Infinity Earth, Part 1, 2, and 3. Darren D. Paul as Brainiac. He's uncredited though. And Franklin D. Roosevelt. He's done movies like Doom Eternal or shows he's worked on, video games, whatever. Says here he did some uncredited additional voices for Robots, Ice Age, Warcraft, Legend of Superheroes, Batman Doom the Camp at Gotham, voiced Thomas Wayne in that. Justice League Crisis on Infinity Earth Part 2, Part 2 I guess only. And Batman and Superman, Battle of the Superman Sons. He voiced Lex Luthor. Okay. Chris Devance as Steve Trevor. He's a pilot and he's a love interest for Diana for Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, he was Mo in the Three Stooges remake. I liked him in that. But he's also, I don't know, he voiced Green Arrow in Batman, the Batman Unlimited series. It has Animal Instincts, Monster Mayhem, and Max vs. Mutant. I didn't know that. And he's not worked with DC since. But Keith Ferguson as Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate. He was like in The Defender, The Legend, Hellboy, Sword of Storms, doing some additional voices of that. Another animated superhero movie, Bambi 2, Ultimate Avengers, Marvel animated movie, Batman Year One, Monsters University, the Lego Movie, voiced Han Solo in that, Batman Unlimited, Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Turtles, Bastard Stopman, and Two Face. And let's see after this, Megamind sequel, which I really don't really care to see, and one of the Justice League Crossing Off the Earth movie. Ashley Thorne as Iris West, that is Barry Allen's love interest. Hmm. Matthew Mercer as Rex Toller, Hourman, one of the members who he's got like a miracle or something, like here's something on his neck. It's like if you can see here, he's got something on his neck here. That this gives him power, gives him super strength and speed for 1 full hour. And when that power begins to fade, he becomes normal again. Which is pretty cool. Hourman. And then Living Carl voices Arthur Curry, or just Arthur, Aquaman, who is the king of Atlantis and can speak to fish. I've seen that before. Oh, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. He voiced Captain Boomerang. Justice League Dark Apocalypse. He voiced Boomerang again. And he voiced Johnny Quick, Aquaman, and Justice League Crisis on the Earth, all 3 parts. But I do like him as a voice of Captain Boomerang, though. And the film is directed by Jeff Wimsaster, written by Megan Fitz, Jeremy Adams, based on Justice Society of America by Gordon Fox. Yeah, this is the Justice Society. If you've seen the TV show Stargirl that came out in 2020s as well, they do touch upon it. I think Stargirl was a part of it. Its members are basically Dr. Fate, Hourman, Inspector, Sandman, Adam, The Flash, Jay Garrick, Green Lantern, probably another Green Lantern. Yes, that is Alan Scott. He's got a full long ass name. Hawkman, Adam. You know, they were basically like in the 40s, I guess 30s, 50s type characters in the back in the old days before Justice League. Yeah, I don't know all about the comics, folks. Sue me. You want to know more about it? Just look up on Wikipedia, okay? If you want to know about the JLA or just JSA, Justice Society of America, you want to call them that, yeah. Edited by Bruce A. King. It's produced by Jim Kirk, Kimberly S. Moore. It's edited by Bruce A. King. The music is by Kevin Ripple. Distributed by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. Production companies are Warner Brothers Animation, DC Entertainment. It was released April 27, 2021 on digital formats and on May 11th on direct-to-video and Blu-ray and all that. Probably 4K too. It's 84 minutes long. It is about 1 hour and 24 minutes, so it's not that long of a movie. Yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the plot synopsis of the movie. Now, if you've not seen Justice Society World War II, again, this is my first time seeing the movie. I might mess it up anyway, but just in case you guys have never seen the movie, please do not watch this review. Turn it off right now. You can listen to me talk about the plot synopsis, but then just turn the video off then, okay? Because this is a spoiler review, so not spoiler free, but it is a spoiler alert review. So I can't go on without spoiling it. So again, if you've never seen Justice Society World War II, turn the video off right now. Or just, like I said, I'm stop saying that, after the plot synopsis. You have the plot synopsis. So anyway, what the story is about, like it does take time in the past World War II, but there will be spoilers. I don't want to go ahead and spoil stuff right now. But I will during the course when I start to talk about the movie. So just out of America, they're a group of heroes and allies of World War II. They make an ally from the future, who sends them on a history-changing future. That is, of course, the Flash runs back in time because Barry, the Flash, he can run so fast, he can go on the Speed Force and he can time travel. Or let's just say go to another universe if you wanted to. It's an original story of him ending up back in time for World War II. He meets the JLA, Justice Society of America, and helps them thwart the threat of the Nazis and the advisor who was trying to take over the world. And so the Flash, along with helping, that is, his sister Wonder Woman, Black Canary, the Flash, also from that future. That past is Jay Garrick and Hawkman, so and Hourman. So he must, of course, help them and team up with them and defeat the Nazis and take the advisor out. And they have to save the world pretty much, and then they got to send Barry back home to where he belongs, back to his time. And that's the plot synopsis for you. All right, now I'm gonna read some quotes after I'm done reviewing the movie. But again, they said if you've never seen the movie, do not watch this review. I'm warning you. Just don't do it. But stick around for your own choices. Yeah. Yeah. Also, guys, if you want to see me do, if you want to know when I'm doing my next videos or reviews, also if check out my community posts. I always put every day, not every day, but every time after I do the next review, like I am right now, after I review this movie, I'll post what the next video is going to be. So always look out for the community post so you'll know what videos I'm doing. And also click the bell. There's a bell you can click where you can get all personalized. It will tell you when I upload my next video or next review when it'll pop up. If you look forward to that review, I won't be able to get to it though when I'm, not working or anything like that. Like, cause today I'm able to do a review because I'm off. But if I'm not off, then I am but you will still get the review, guys. It's just a matter of time, you know, just to be patient with me. Yeah. And like the Flash, I'm not really in a hurry. I mean, I wish I could speed my way through stuff too, but fortunately, real life just doesn't work like that. Anyway, yeah. And again, recommend my channel to people. You say like, hey, check out Leaving McNally. He's got a great channel, good guy, honest with his opinion. I appreciate that people that say that about me. I think that of me, and because that's true. And I'm sorry about the quality going bad, and I'm sorry for the alert. But let's get to Justice Society World War II. So again, you were warned. Spoiler alerts in here. Spoilers in this review. So if you've never seen Justice Society World War II, and at the end of the video I tell you my final thoughts, and that'll be it. So anyway, here we go. So the movie opens up with President Roosevelt, and I'm guessing Steve Trevor, talking to him about what the Nazis are doing. It's during World War II with Nazi Germany. They're very much to Europe, and Hitler is too. He's seeking magical artifacts, and he's asking President Roosevelt to create a team of superheroes. And he tells him who the members of the team are. That is Black Canary. That's Wonder Woman Diana from Themyscira. But she meets like, well, Hourman. Yeah, like I said, it does consist of Steve Trevor himself, of course, being their pilot and stuff of the team. Like Canary, who's got her mask and stuff, she has this. If you know the character, she has this yell, this high pitched yell, like a bird, but very loud. Hawkman, who is, like I said, has lived for centuries. This is his fourth life. Who can fly? I don't know what you call it, but he has this katana weapon, this armor weapon, kind of like a spike weapon, if you will. And Hourman, who has his hourglass around his neck, that gives him super strength for only 1 hour. Then you have Jake Garrick, who is aka the Flash in this timeline, who has super speed and stuff, is the fastest man alive. And of course, brings in Wonder Woman. Nice to meet you, Mr. President. So we'll do this when you're ready. And Justice Society is formed. But then you open in the present, you have Barry Allen in Iris West. He's having a picnic with her. What they're trying to do is get away from her. She knows that Barry, of course, is the Flash. We do get more into their meeting each other when we get to Justice League, Crisis on Infinite Earth, the Part 1 version, the Part 1. I know I'll get to those, but not now. We'll get to those when I review those parts. But they're in a relationship. Of course, they've been for me something for a good couple of years, I'm guessing. Barry's like, I almost forgot this. No, I forgot the keys and car. I forgot this. I thought it was funny. It's like, Barry, maybe she just dumped me or something like that. Well, she's just saying that because he's got a lot of work to do. It's hard for them to be together because of his job of being a superhero, being the Flash. He's got a lot of saving to do. and it's kind of difficult in their relationship. And she's like, "Well, I just want to be with you, Barry. I do appreciate, I do love that you're the Flash and stuff, but I want to be with you. He's like, I want to be 2 hours. I love you. He's like, well, Barry, is this just a fling between us? Is this just a fling in this sense? Like, no, Iris West, I love you, Iris. I want to be with you. But then all of a sudden they hear like they're in Metropolis, just on vacation. Again, Barry is from, and Iris are from Central City. They're just taking a vacation, not talking about work, just relaxing, having a picnic. But after their argument about him being the Flash and is this relationship real, but unfortunately, he gets here that he might need to go help somebody save somebody because Iris tells him go. Even though Iris was mad at him sometimes being a Flash a little bit, she understands. She tells him go, and he runs roll. And you have Superman, of course, Superman from Superman Tomorrow, voiced by the same actor. Superman is fighting Brainiac, who I guess assuming she wants to collect the Earth, and Superman is trying to stop him. You know, he's like Superman, let me help you. All right, Flash, just not, he's got like Superman tied up, and he, on these bolts or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it, but on this rope that Flash tries to punch but can't get to it because it'll shock him. So he throws these rocks really fast, gets them off. He's like him and Flash joke around, and eventually eventually Barry's able to punch some of the mechanics. He punches Brainiac's machine out the way, is able to like run and kick it real fast, and eventually to kill Superman, Brainiac blows up tonight. Superman tries to pick up a truck, not a truck, but a car to throw it at him. But he's like, weakening because green kryptonite is his weakness. So he can kill him. He's like, "Was you like a god or whatever?" He's like, "No, kryptonite can kill me," and he wants Flash to go like stop the machine before he can. Brainiac shoots the gun, shoots the kryptonite like a gun. For Superman and Flash runs really fast, but so fast he ends up in the Speed Force, hearing the voice of Doctor Fate saying, "Come on, run this way, run this way." And Barry's running. He channels Speed Force. It's the Speed Force for the first time, which he doesn't know what it is. I'm sure Barry will learn about it eventually. Study it, I mean. He goes to the battle. He ends up, well, before he does, you have some awesome action with Wonder Woman, the Justice Society of America. They're fighting some bad guys. Aquaman's hitting some people this fight. Wonder Woman kicks some ass. And Black Canary's using his streets. Jay Garrick is running in his powers. Iron Man's doing some fighting as well. But Barry kind of runs right in the middle between the battles. At first, they don't trust Barry. First time Wonder Woman grabs him, like, "Who are you? What do you want?" They think that he might be a Nazi. She tells him Black Canary, keep an eye on him. But Barry here, Flash hears some people in trouble. She's like, "You're not going anywhere." And of course, she runs real fast. And Flash tries to do, has these people, these guys are going to shoot this family down, but Flash saves them. He really fast enough to that. But then, oh, I'm not hurting. But this is what I was acting a little bit. Flash is like, oh. In fact, apparently his powers are hurt being here. Excuse me. His powers are in pain. Wonder Woman stood there and was like, "This again?" But then you have Steve Trevor who's fighting up in the air. His plane's about to crash. Aquaman, not Aquaman, Hawkman tries to fly to go save him, but it won't work. So Flash, knowing that he's not going to get there in time, Flash just runs really quick. But his powers are kind of slowing down. But then Jay Garrick, the Flash from this timeline, comes to help him. They're able to use their hands like Flash can use his hands like tornadoes, and they save him. And Diana, Wonder Woman, thanks him and knows that hey, he's on our side. He's an ally. He's not a Nazi. Again, this is during World War II as well, which I believe we know when Hitler was around and stuff. Yeah. And he basically tells them that he's from the future. And what they want to do, they mobilize to stop a second wave of Nazis. He's never heard of them before, though. They find out what their next attack is going to be and how they're going to stop the Nazis. They meet Shakespeare, and Flash is like, "Do I know you?" He's kind of looks at Barry. You know, Shakespeare's like their man on the inside to help them out or whatever, or something like that. You also have Steve Trevor who tries to propose to Diana. He gives her flowers, but she didn't say anything. He always asks her constantly because he's in love with he loves Diana and in love with her. He wants to marry her. There's a couple more times, but it never really works. Then they meet for the next mission. They have like their, you see from the comics, just side a table. Yeah. And Flash can't tell them nothing about movies or the future. There's a little timeline. The movie, like Back to the Future, for instance. Where Doc would tell Marty, do not tell me anything about the future. It could have devastating consequences. But they do realize it needs help. They want to save this code breaker from a Nazi fortress who gets out a message that Trevor stole, and they need it done. They arrive at the fortress, and along with Shakespeare, they break in. Uh, Flash goes with Wonder Woman. They fight some guys off. Well, Wonder Woman does. One guy's about to close to shooting her, but Flash saves her by using this armor and knock this guy out. Then you have Iron Man and Black Canary talking about, that she doesn't like the Flash. They call him Future Boy because they already have a Flash kid at the end. So like, Jay Garrick, can't use his powers. Him and Flash and Hour Man are talking. I'm talking about Jay Garrick. Talking about what they're gonna do. Like, can you use your powers? It's like, no, my powers are weakness because this Flash is here, the future guy. Future dude is here. You know. I say my powers don't work, but as the Nazis can hear them, and Nazis try to sneak up on them, but eventually Jay Garrick does use the powers and knock them out, which is really cool. It's cool to see him use his powers as well. Shakespeare then rescues this prisoner. This guy tells him, "I'm waiting for your arrival," and he gives him like a package. Yeah. Then the guard attacks him, but only for the bullets. The bullets actually bounce off him. Wonder Woman, and then the team. The Wonder Woman, Flash, and Trevor arrive. Then Shakespeare says that, of course, he's Clark Kent, aka Superman. But you learn that his parents died when he was 3 years old, and he kind of led a different life and chose not to be a hero. He's like, Superman, you're the most selfless, unselfish person I know, who helped you fight for truth, justice, the American way. But this Superman doesn't. This Shakespeare, as he just prefers to call himself, is like, my name is just Shakespeare. He doesn't care. He just walks away from them, saves the guy, but doesn't really want to help out. And since his background is different, a spoiler alert, Shakespeare is Clark Kent, aka Superman. And also another spoiler is that he's not in the past. So this movie really pulls a 180 on you, pulls a little trick on you, thinking he's in the past. When actually Barry's on, I would say Earth 2. He's from Earth 1, but he's in another universe. You know, multi universes, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a scientist. Yeah, another reality. But then the rest of the team, they find the code breaker. Hawkman recognizes as Dr. Fate, who puts on the mask and say, you see the future and stuff, and just magic. Kind of like Doctor Strange, but Strange doesn't wear a mask. But he does have an extra eye. I'll get to that later. You know what I'm talking about later. But then Fate, checks the code, touches it. He directs the team to the Bermuda Triangle before disappearing. And he also tells Barry, you got one more thing to do. You have more future thing. Barry's like, okay. Amen. But they go to the Triangle in the submarine. They get hit by these Nazi warships. Wonder Woman jumps in there and Steve's like, you better be careful, honey. It's like, oh, you know me. And she jumps in there and fights them off. Then you have the Atlanteans that help her out. The Flash has to jumpstart the sub. Like, if anything goes wrong, blame the new guy. But Flash just uses his hand really fast and fixes it up, which nearly damages his powers. And he's like, he makes a joke about something, but something about Iris. But I thought that was funny. But Wonder Woman fights all the enemy shoots, and they get saved by the Atlantean soldiers. Go them to this outpost. Then they get met by the advisor. They meet Aquaman, So at first I think they can trust. They talk to him about what's going on, and she's like, "Well, the surface world is not my problem." He's like, "Well, it's gonna be your problem because the Nazis don't keep invading and invading above and beyond, including they'll come after London too." And Ogman starts listening to them, but eventually captures them in this prison. Actually, the advisor is taking control of the mind of Aquaman, the king of Atlantis, basically trying to start a war. It's really the code that it was also a Nazi trap, that the advisor is a Nazi, knowing that he needs the help of Aquaman and his army, getting control of him. He's also influencing the Atlantis to work with the Nazis in the hopes of destroying them later so he can take over the planet, take over the world. But he's just using them to take control. Jay Garrick is able to realize that they're becoming weaker or being together with their powers. Sorry. So they have to join forces. They have to, Flash can't only run fast or, use his hands really fast like a tornado, but he can also phase through objects. That means when he goes real fast, he can just phase through a wall, which again is really cool. He phases through the floor, and as everyone else when he lands out, he grabs one lantern and he's like, "Where's this at? Where's the system at? Where's your king at?" Or whatever. He's like, "I'm gonna go tell you." And Barry just slashes, punches him real hard. He's like, "Okay, I surrender." And he tells him, and he runs and saves him. "Wow, you made it through." Yep. They split up with Wonder Woman and Flash going on a submarine, and then I think it's Aquaman and Black Canary going to stop the Nazis. Aquaman and the advisors going to take Aquaman to release this thing called the Trench, which is a huge monster that can really cause a lot of damage, kill a lot of people. Then the Atlanteans they start attacking Manhattan. JSA come, the heroes gain the upper hand until the Trench monsters are right. Well, Iron Man fights pretty good, but he gets wounded. Spoiler: Aquaman dies. Black Canary's putting up a good fight, but she almost gets killed. You know, yeah, yeah. Well, Hawkman jumps away to save her. He's like, Cherry, I'm coming, my love, and he dies, and she's crying, and she does her, Black Canary gets her, she does this loud yell. So that was cool when she fights the monster by screaming at it. You know, and of course, Flash J. Garrick is knocking some of them out too. Yeah. Wonder Woman and Barry, they try to fight. Well, Barry tries to hit the advisor, but the advisor knocks him out, knocks Barry Allen out. Wonder Woman fights Aquaman, but eventually they replace the Trench. Phoenix tries to break Aquaman's trident and breaks him free. He's like, "What have I done?" But Aquaman does retreat. Yeah. Which they go back to back on the surface to fight. The advisor, spoiler, he kills, like, spoilers, it's real. He walks up behind, the broken trident and stabs Steve Trevor, killing him. Barry then punches the advisor, knocks him out. And then you have Shakespeare now realizing that he's a fighter, just American Way, has a Superman suit on and fights the machines off, which is really cool. Blows it up with his powers. Able to destroy it, save them. He's like, I realize what my destiny is now. You know, knowing he needs to be that selfless person that fights for truth, justice, American way, which Superman does. You know, and the sad thing is, Steve, before he dies, he's like, "Will you marry me?" She's like, "Yes." He tries to put the ring on her, but then he dies, and she cries over his body. And I really feel heartbroken for Diana because she can never really find love again because of her immortality. She can't really. And the only man she's ever loved is Steve Trevor. I mean, yeah, you could say she can fall in love with Superman, but Superman's love interest is Lois Lane. But you do feel heartbroken for Diana that she can't really find her happiness. really ever again after that. You know, but they defeat the Nazis, they defeat the Atlanteans, everything's about normal. Aquaman gets out of his mind. They, I think, defeat the advisor. Yeah, they do defeat the advisor, take him down. Alan shares goodbyes with JSA. Wonder Woman. Diana gives him the ring that Trevor gave her. The one I'm not a Hawk anymore. That means you better give it today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, you never know what tomorrow brings. Gives him the ring so he can propose Iris. Alan Garrett, did they combine the Speed Force? Run pushes Flash back into the Speed Force, where he can go to the bullet, where that Flash is going to go back to the time, and Barry comes back, catches the bullet, and throws it at the head of, in Brainiac's head. I guess you say killing Brainiac, or just, Brainiac, what am I saying? Yeah, Brainiac's a machine. He can always come back. Can't really kill a machine because the machine's not a man, but, but Brainiac will eventually can come back. Then he's just, he's like, well, thanks. He's like, thanks, Shakespeare. Superman's like, what? He's like, Superman, we need to form a team or something. That's what we just decided to force him to just the universe when he comes back to Earth One. Tell Superman we need to form a team, like kind of like a Justice League. People like us that could help the world when it's in danger. And all right, we're agreeing, and they shake hands, and Superman flies up. He's like, well, I gotta go now, and then Flash runs back to go on his day picnic after all this. Just like a future threat. He sees Iris. He's like, no, but there was never no tomorrow, Iris, which I learned. And he says, Iris holds her hand, kneels down, he asks her to marry him. And she says yes. And then they share a kiss, and then the movie ends there. Yeah. So it's a happy ending after all for Barry. But yeah, that's the movie. Let me start read some quotes real quick, y'all. Just real quick. Life is dangerous. It shouldn't stop us from living it. Iris West says, war is a place for warriors, not a place for wishes. Wonder Woman. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Only today, right now. That's why we fight right. We can't use the future to change the past. It created a paradox. Not many quotes to read. Sorry, folks, I tried. Well, yeah, some good dialogue in here. But anyway, let me get my final thoughts on Justice Society World War II. We're 37 minutes, but I'm about to be done. Let me give my final opinions of what I didn't like about the movie, what I love about the film. Just my final thoughts. Okay. Justice Society World War II. I love this movie. This film was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. I thought it had a really good story. I love that seeing the Flash go into another universe. I like seeing Barry do that. Like I said, with the Flash's powers, he can jump into the Speed Force so fast enough. He can go back in time to the past or even the future or another universe in case in this movie. But yeah, I've always liked the Flash as a character. I'm glad that this one kind of focused on him. You know, and this is definitely better than the Flash in 2023. I really watched that. This movie has a lot better action. The story is really good. Like I said, I like seeing Barry go back in time and fight with Justice Society with the Justice Society of America. Really interesting. That's what I love about, and I love the artwork, the poster here. You know, that's what I love about these DC anime movies. They need to, these guys, people that make these DC anime movies, they need to be in charge of at least James Gunn. You need to get some of these folks to work with you on these DC movies. Please, you should. They should be working in the DC live action movies. Believe me, if they had made the DCU, it would have been a big franchise like Marvel. I guarantee it. But the only big franchise you got DC is the DC Universe animated movies, where you get the Marvels and stuff like this. And I don't know if they'll make any more. And it's understandable if they don't. I'm not that mad about it. We haven't. I don't think. I don't even think there's a new DC movie coming out around this year. Well, Batman Ninja, but that was a sequel. But still, DC, I think will continue to make DC movie animated films. I'm not saying every one was a masterpiece. I'm not. But like I said, I like the story. The story is really good. It's a very entertaining movie. The action is well shot. I love the action. The animation, their new brand of animation is really good. The story is very interesting. I like the advisor as the villain, taking control of Aquaman. I like seeing the Flash in action and the Flash Jay Garrick when they're in action, when they're fighting. It's really good. I like they're fighting Nazis. I like it takes place in World War II. They're fighting Hitler. That's that's a very interesting story because it's Wonder Woman, I believe. is like the Captain America of. To me, she's kind of almost like the Captain America of the DC universe because she fought in World War II. She's lived for a very long time. Well, she's different from Steve Trevor. I mean, Steve Rogers, Captain America, a lot different. But it's a good movie. It's a very interesting film. Yeah, the I thought Jeff Lemsmore did a good job directing. The script was really good. Uh, the cast, Santa Headache, Santa Headache, I can't say her name right, as Wonder Woman, and Matt Boomer as the Flash, as Barry on Flash, did a really good job. And I like the Flash's suit in here. Yeah, the editing, the music score was pretty good when it's there. Not really memorable. Any problems? I do feel like I did have some issues with the pacing. The pacing, I did have, for me personally, this is just my opinion. I had some issues with the pacing. There was times where the film did kind of go a little slow with the pacing, just toward the end battle, where it kind of felt like it was going on for a little too long. Just for me, I thought some issues with the pacing there. I like Black Canary, very cool character. I like Jay Garrick, I like Iron Man. Hawkman, I'm not really him into as a character. I like Hawkman more. But Hawkman, his past and all that stuff, Carter Hall, is just not that interesting to me. I did feel sad when he died, but it's cool that he could fly, but okay. But I'd rather see Angel from X-Men fly. I think that's a much cooler character. But that's just me. But I never really found Hawkman that interesting. You know, yeah, or the Aquaman character himself. I mean, I think it'd be more interesting if he tried to get Shakespeare Superman under his control. Well, I guess I can see why he got Arthur too, because Aquaman has an army, and Aquaman also with the Trident has powers as well, abilities as well. And I mean, not strong as Superman, but he does have super strength, does have powers. So maybe that's why he wanted to use the chair. But I'm surprised he didn't try to get Superman to his side, which I think that would be more interesting to do. But I do wish, the Advisor was a good villain. I'm not gonna complain. His mind control powers and stuff. Yeah, but my only issue with the movie was some of the pacing and stuff. Yeah, and Doctor Fate. I mean, I don't mind the character. I like Pierce Brosnan played him in Black Adam, but never found that character much interesting. I prefer Doctor Strange from Marvel, but that's just me. But other than that, it is a very entertaining movie. Like I said, it's only 84 minutes long, 1 hour 24 minutes long. It goes well. It does have some pacing issues, but it didn't feel that long. Post something I'm saying it's over 2 hours. No, it's only 1 hour 24 minutes. I just in the middle or the third act of the film, we get into yeah third act. It felt like the pacing I had some issues with there. And the rest of the voice cast is pretty decent. I think pretty good. You know, but the but the voices of Wonder Woman, and Flash were really good, and Superman as well. I'm talking about the Earth One Superman. He's fighting Brainiac. The rest of the voice cast is fine. You know, I can't say this is like one of the best DC movies ever. I don't think it is, but I say it's definitely one of my favorites. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say it's one of the best DC films out there. Yeah, I just have that one problem with it. Anyway, like I said, guys, yeah, I love Justice World War II. I had a little bit of issues with it there, but not too many problems I have with it. Despite that, it's still very entertaining. It's still a good movie. If you love DC, if you're a big DC fan or just a big superhero fan, like I'm both, you love superhero films, you love DC, then I highly recommend checking out this movie. I highly recommend it. And my rating for Justice Society World War II, I'm gonna give this film 4 to 5. My rating for this film is a thumbs up and 4 to 5 stars. So guys, if you've seen Justice Society World War II, tell me in the comments down below what you think of this movie in your opinion. And again, there was spoilers in this review. I'll put that in the description box below as well. So anytime you see that, just be like, oh, okay. I'm just hoping you guys don't think, oh, he's gonna do spoilers. You know, just know Oliva's gonna do spoilers for the movie. Yeah, just to give you a heads up. But it is a very entertaining movie. It's a very fun movie. Good story. That's what I love about DC. They can come up with really good stories. I mean, I'm not saying they're completely perfect in every single movie. No. Whether DC's animated live action, not every movie they do was perfect or say good. Although I do like Batman and Robin, but I hate Superman for the Quest for Peace. Yeah, but Justice Society World War II, really good in my opinion. Very interesting film, very entertaining. I highly recommend it. Again, my rating for the film is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. Not a perfect movie, but really good, and it's very entertaining. If you like it interesting and a good story, good animation with some good action in there, you'll get enjoyment out of this. I guarantee it. So, come in the comments down below, guys. What do you think of Justice Society World War II? Who's your favorite character in here? Mine would be Jay Garrick, the Flash. I liked him a lot. Who's your favorite character of the Justice Society of America? And if you know anything about the characters, who's your favorite member of the Justice Society of America? And what are some of your favorite Justice League animated movies and live action movies? Yeah, just tell me what you think of this movie, guys, in your opinion. All right, guys. Now I did review Batman: The Long Halloween Part One and Part Two. Part One, by the way, was June. I've already reviewed it, but and then July was Batman: Long Halloween Part Two. But before that, so the next review, you know what? Oh, sorry. The next review will be for a minute, please. I'll just guys go ahead and tell you my next reviews. Okay? I can't say when everyone's time, but I'll tell you when. All right, this is a Marvel movie, an MCU movie that will be the next review. And I will, like I said, on my Final Click updated video, I did discuss that I will be talking about some Marvel shows as well, MCU shows. This is the 24th film in the MCU that stars Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, David Harper, Ollie Cornell, and Rachel Weisz. And I don't remember being too big a fan of this movie, but here's what I think about it. And that is, of course, starring Scarlett Johansson. That is her final, that is, well, I wouldn't say finally out of excitement, but that is Black Widow. Yes, that is the next review. Yes, this is my next super review, Black Widow, the 24th film in the MCU. Yep, Black Widow is next. And yeah, so that won't be, I won't be reviewing this film till Friday. Now I'm off the weekend. If it doesn't rain so bad, it's supposed to be thunder from rain. I'm not going to do no videos with it. I'm sorry, folks. And then the next weekend, I might have to cut grass. So, and I'll be working part time on the job too. Anyway, let's see. That was July. All right, when we get to August, remember, guys, usually month August, I'll be reviewing The Suicide Squad, which is the sequel to 2016. This is also directed by James Gunn as well. These are the rest of 2021 superhero movies. Well, let's see. August, September will be another MCU. I guess the 25th MCU movie that will be Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I've never seen before. And then we'll get to the month of October, Friday in the year 2021. Levi, I'm going crazy. 2021 reviews, super reviews. These two movies came out in October. This was Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Why was this made? I don't know. I guess because the first one made money, but yeah, of course I'll be reviewing the Venom: Let There Be. I mean Venom: Last Dance, but yeah, Let There Be Carnage. Yeah, this was like October 1st. Then October 19th was Injustice, another DC anime movie. I probably won't be too big a fan of this one, but anyway, we'll worry about that when we get to that review. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then November was this November. I'll be reviewing the 26th MCU movie that will be starring Angelina Jolie and so far some Samala Halek from Dust of Dawn, the original, stars in that movie as well. The Eternals, which I heard was not very good, and then which will be I'm guessing 27th MCU movie, and the third Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland and uh, Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, that in the last 2021 review, this came out in December. Turns came out in November. This was December, and that was Spider-Man: No Way Home. So this will be my last 2021 review. And then when we get to the year 2022, I'll just say two movies. It'll be Catwoman Hunted, which is February, and then March when I get to each 2022, there'll be two movies to start off with. Will be the two movies I'll start off with reviewing if I can talk. I'm sorry if I can just talk um the right way, like I'm not drunk. Anyway, Catwoman Hunted, and then starring Robert Patterson, The Batman. Yep. So Catwoman Hunted and The Batman will be my first 2022 reviews. First two starters, first two ones. All right, but yep, The Batman. All right, guys. So again, I hope you tell me in the comments down below, guys. What do you think of just World War II? Give my rating for the film is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. Leave in the comments down below what you think of this movie, and stay tuned for the next review, which will be Black Widow, probably this Friday. This Friday will be June 6th, so stay for that. Also, welcome to the month of June. Yeah. So Black Widow. Stay tuned for this review. It'll be next. And tell me, guys, what you think of Just Society World War II. And I hope you enjoyed my review of this. Let me know what you think about the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.